guys, it's Reagan, and today I'm here to bring you a non-spoiler series review of Girl and Fire and Thorns series by Rae Carson. This is technically my second time filming this video. I don't want to talk about what happened to the first time I filmed it, because it's now gone, but you know what? Second time's the charm, as they say. I'm super excited to be filming this non-spoiler review, and I definitely want to try my hardest to film more review videos on my channel. Obviously, that's going to be constrained to how much time I have in my life, but I'm gonna be really trying to do my best to get more of these out here. I was specifically really excited to do this review video because I haven't done a series review, I don't think, ever, which feels strange, but it's mostly because I don't often marathon a series in one go. So this was a very unique situation for me because I can feel like I can give you my thoughts about the entire thing in one video, which I am very excited about. The Girl of Fire and Thorns series includes The Girl of Fire and Thorns, hello, the Crown of Embers, and lastly, Bitter Kingdom. And oh my god, I absolutely loved every moment of this story. I just felt like it built on each other in such interesting ways. But like I said, without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive into the review. So this story follows our main character, Eliza, who at the beginning of the first novel is married off as a political pawn to a faraway kingdom. She's also the bearer of the Godstone, which is not only a religious symbol in her world, but also possesses a lot of religious power, which she feels ostracizes her further, not only from her family, but the greater society that surrounds her as well. This entire journey, Eliza goes through a very impressive and amazing and inspiring personal journey. You really see her grow from book to book as she begins to not only discover herself, but gain confidence in herself and gain strength and knowledge in her own ability that always existed there all along. But at the beginning of the story, she didn't necessarily allow herself to revel in or explore. Throughout this novel, it does appear that Eliza struggles with a binge eating disorder. Obviously, I'm not a doctor trained in this profession, but I did want to point out potential hazardous triggers to anyone out there, so you do know about that. I kind of already spoke about Eliza's personal journey and growth throughout this entire series, but I just kind of want to capitalize on it again. Rae Carson has such an ability to write incredibly dynamic characters, and what I really respected about Rae Carson was none of the character growth was contained to the first novel. It's not just character growth, but relationships and plot points and the expansion of the world. Nothing is contained to the first book. In fact, everything is always built on and continued to be grown on throughout this entire series, which I really appreciate, because as you go through life and as you experience more around you, you're going to continuously learn and grow and continue to come more into yourself. And as a character, Eliza, I just loved, because as you read her, she was constantly self-reflecting, constantly reflecting on her actions and what just happened to, I guess, make sure that she was being the best Eliza that she could be and learning from her mistakes and actively trying to improve on what she felt like she did wrong. It was just such a wonderful character to follow through this entire series with as a main character. I just found her truly inspiring. But aside from Eliza being incredibly dynamic, I felt all the other characters present in the story were as well. You really see characters grow, small to minor characters, through each of this novel. And I also feel like Rae Carson does the same thing with relationships and love. Rae Carson does something that I feel like I never see in YA, and that is having different romances without completely destroying the first romance. You can love someone and have a change of love, but still not hate them at the end of that relationship, which is something that I feel like is a lot healthier and a lot more realistic, and I just really appreciated that. The plot of this, I felt like, again, was just so wonderful. Built on itself so nicely throughout each book. I just completely loved it. It was also incredibly complicated. I felt as though Rae Carson really explored the complexities of generation of war and hatred that comes along with it, and distrust, and in a very realistic way, and I just really enjoyed that element of the story as well. Another element of this that I really enjoyed was the setting itself. It was set in kind of a desert kingdom, which I feel like we very rarely see. Most fantasy that I tend to read or in the YA genre is set in a Western European style like Middle Ages setting, versus this was set in the desert. And actually the antagonist to this story came from a more traditional European cold climate area, which again was a rare thing, and I really appreciated that we had a bit of a flip of a script in terms of where the villains were coming from and where the heroes or the protagonists were coming from, which I also really like. Overall, I just really enjoyed this story. I thought it not only captured the personal growth and story of Eliza as our main character, as we see her kind of come into herself, come into her own ability, come into her power as a character, and it was just honestly, like, I love her, and I really enjoyed seeing how capable Eliza is mentally, physically, with people. It was just so nice to see, but I also just enjoyed the plot. This truly was a really fast-paced fantasy story. We have magic, we have combat, we have war, we have betrayal, we have love, we have everything that you want in a fantastic series that will keep you turning the pages is here. It's just done so well, which is something I just always love to see. I mean, there's a reason why I marathoned this entire trilogy back to back to back to back. I never do that. I always read another book generally between when I read a series. I generally never read it straight through, but I did that with this, which I feel like speaks volumes, at least to me, and was one of the main reasons why I wanted to make a video about it, because clearly it struck me as I was reading it. I just loved it so much. This is a 5-star series to me, for sure, and I just thought it was so wonderfully done. I'm sorry if this review is a little incoherent. I feel a little incoherent talking about it, because I just have a lot of thoughts and feelings, and I'm just trying to articulate them as best I can. But really, I definitely recommend this series if you like fantasy or not. I just feel like it's a wonderful story and should be read by as many people as possible. It's just so good. Alrighty guys, there is my slightly incoherent, non-spoiler series review of the Girl of Fire and Thorns series by Rae Carson. I really loved it. Hopefully you got that from this video. Anyway, I will see you guys soon with another video soon. Goodbye!